Welcome back everybody to Hot Rod Guy Garage. This is going to be another episode on the 91 Mustang GT. Said in my live stream yesterday that I've been working on the fuel system on it. I also said that in the Grand National video. So I'm going to show you kind of where I'm at. And hopefully you can kind of follow along with me today. Today will be kind of a short video on this car. Mostly because I've had to do some work behind the scenes because of our giveaway, our live stream giveaway. So make sure you check that out. It's posted on my channel. And the Buick Grand National. So check that video out too. So I'll be right back. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'll show you where I'm at right now. And alright guys, as you can tell, the fuel tank is out of the car. And it is over here. So just been kind of going along and replacing stuff as it's needed. The car does have a aftermarket fuel head in it. I got all the janky fuel lines off of it. And went and got some real nice Aero-Quip -8 and -6 braided lines. I put us a nice stainless steel 100 micron filter up there. And now instead of our lines being zip tied everywhere, they are secured with rubber line clamps. Routed all away from all the danger. So, and then they come up the bell housing, the back of the motor up there to our fuel rail and regulator. So basically guys, you know, I just routed stuff like I would on anything else that I build in the safest possible manner. Anytime you have fuel lines like that, when it's pieced together and in poor condition, you're best off to replace it. The total cost for the fuel system stuff on this car was right around $400. Sounds like a lot of money, but for quality stuff, you do have to pay for it. Not all fuel lines are created equal, and you buy good stuff, it lasts a long time. But even braided lines, about every 4 to 5 years, you need to replace them. So they are a maintenance item. They're not a set it and forget it. So I'm going to let the car down off the rack now, and I'll show you the top side of the fuel system. And I'll kind of show you some other things I've done kind of behind the scenes. So let me get on that. And while I'm letting the car down, did anybody else notice this car still has stock upper and lower control arms and differential cover and all that stuff on it? Yeah, it's stock. The limited slip unit in this thing, I did rebuild it back in the day with a carbon fiber clutch, you know, for the 0304 Cobras. And it's packed extra tight, so the limited slip should still be in good shape. And it does seem like it. So I'm going to flip the camera back around and we'll talk about the others. So you can see where I routed the lines up the back up here. And it goes into our fuel rail. Our feed goes in the fuel rail. We come along with the push lock into the other rail. Out with just a little short section of push lock into the regulator. And back to the return to the tank. So basically that's our fuel system, guys. Not really doing a major upgrade here, but more maintenance stuff. The fuel lines on this car were in poor condition, which was a super bad safety concern. So I got that stuff ran, it's all hooked up. I'm going to put the tank in it here in just a few minutes. Also got our breather hoses run down. Just doing a dump tube on them. Got our big old ugly hole in our intake pipe welded up. And just generally I just been kind of tidying things up. Along with the fan wiring that was a mess all over top of the fan. Now you can barely even see the relay down there. Cleaned up all the wiring over here. And I've cleaned up a lot of the wiring mess that was back here in this area. Our coil's now wired up. All our butt connectors for the coil hot wire are eliminated. I run a new wire and it's soldered in the harness. So pretty much at this point we're getting real close. And when I say real close, I don't mean real close. I still got to put a throttle cable in it because the old one was kind of janky. So we're going to put a new low car throttle cable in it. I still got to put a coupler on the pipe up there. And I'm going to tear into the under dash wiring. And I don't know what kind of surprises are under there for me. But if they're anything like the under hood stuff, I'm more than likely going to rip it all out, solder in all new stuff, and just make sure everything's generally okay. I've said it 100 times. If you spend a little time when you build something, your end result will be a lot nicer. Now, I'm not saying everything has to be perfect, but at least make sure it's safe. And, you know, everything under the car is dirty, so my hands are already dirty this morning. So, I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to get the tank put up in this car, get the fuel system 100% wrapped up, and then we'll move on to the intake boot. I got to put some vacuum lines on it, you know, some boost lines and all that good stuff. And then we can move and see what's under the dash of this car, which kind of scares me. Important things to note, this car has had the interior changed in it, and I don't know why they didn't put a heater core in it when it had dash out. But it still has the factory heater box stuck up under the dash, so that makes things super tight under there. In a race car situation, I would normally just remove it. So, like I said before, I'll get back to work. I'll be back here in a few. And if you probably noticed, I did not hook the fuel lines up when I put the tank back in it. Well, there's a reason why. I've been saving this one for a surprise in this video. So, remember when I could talk about making stuff right? I'm fixing to show you something that's very much not right. Alright guys, well I got the hatch carpet pulled back here. As you notice, my hands are still very dirty. Normally on a Mustang, a Foxbody like this car, this floor would be solid right here. Well, in its past, somebody decided that foam tape was an appropriate cover for sheet metal. So, of things I have to fix now, you know, just normal mess of stuff, I've got to make a cover for this. So, I'll have to do that in this video. But for now, I'm going to get these fuel lines hooked up and, yeah, make an unexpected plate that I didn't anticipate. So, it will make it easier for fuel pump changes later, but not real cool in this situation. Well, the pleasant things that happened, the coupler that I ordered fit perfectly. So I'll flip it around and show you that, and I'll get back to making this plate for his fuel. So our little throttle body boot worked out perfect. Didn't have to change the charge pipe any. It's relatively straight. So basically, guys, this is the way this thing's going to look under the hood, other than the throttle cable right there. So super happy with the way it's turning out. So it's looking pretty good. So back to that plate. So I took a little scrap sheet metal from the local dirt track place and cut me out just a little panel. While it's not beautiful, it is better than it was before. And now it has a removable panel, so you can actually remove it and access the fuel pump. So I'll flip it around, kind of show you what I've done. Not real great, guys, but it will work. So basically, this is just a piece of aluminum sheet metal. I cut that with some hand snips, just kind of round the corners off, try to make it look a little better. I repurposed some of the old foam tape and wrapped it around where the harness plug comes through the floor. And then I screwed our plate down with a few self-tappers. That way if somebody wants to remove this later, all they have to do is take screws out of it, panel comes off, and fuel pump's easy to get to. Also, while I was in here, I took the liberty to kind of clean this area because it was very dirty, probably because all the dirt blowing up through that hole. You know, and that's generally how you end up with stuff like this. And this is not rust. This is actually just, you know, dirt, and nastiness and stuff. So this stuff, I want to clean this out also. And see if I can't figure out something to make him just a little better than that. That way they can actually put stuff in the hatch of this car. And an important note of me doing this, I am also going to mount the battery back here, but I'm more than likely going to mount in the center of the spare tire well, right in this area. That way I can utilize this factory drain hole, which also has a piece of tape type stuff over the top of it instead of the factory plug. So that's where we're at right now. And alright guys, it's been a little while. I've been under the dash of this car, and like I anticipated, it was kind of a mess under there. If you use butt connectors, if you have more than, let's just say, one of those, I'm going to flip. Let's say if you have to use more than 1 to 2 butt connectors in a system, you're better off just soldering a new wire in. So this is our tack wire. You see we got 1 butt connector there. We got another one here. And the other 3 that I've already cut off. I found the fuel pump wire under the seat under here. Somebody's done took the factory harness and cut it up and actually put another relay under the seat under there. It looks okay as far as wiring. Not the greatest, but okay. You know. And it's usually messy behind gauge pods, but take a little time and tape some stuff up and make your wires right length. But I got the big bundle of wires here. You can see them there. I got them cleaned up and secured and run above everything, so they don't get down here in your brake pedal, your clutch, or your gas pedal area. So I think at this point I'm going to stop on the wiring stuff and see if I can get that throttle cable, you know, stuck in up there. You know, because these have that fun bracket that makes stuff like that absolute a joy to do. But basically, guys, if you're doing wiring work, take a little time, solder some wires, and you won't ever have to worry about it again. Those butt connectors like that, while they're good for a temporary solution or in something that's a temporary installation, when you add a bunch of them in a single wire, especially a power wire, you create a lot of resistance. And that can actually cause a fire. So, helpful tip there. So, I'm going to start on the throttle cable. Maybe I can get that in today. That's going to be a little involved process. Just because it's super tight under the dash. And, you know, I've got most of the mess cleaned up. I really just need the tack and the fuel pump wire for micro squared ECM. Everything appeared to work, so if stuff was working, I'm not going to mess with it as far as under dash stuff, because at this point I would like to just rip the whole dash out of the car. But to save the customer a little money right now, we're going to wait until stuff stops working or starts having a problem. So let me get back to work. And just like magic, our throttle cable's installed. Trust me, they're not fun to change, especially one with a threaded style fitting on the firewall side. That's why the factory Ford cable literally bolts on from the outside. But with aftermarket stuff, you don't have a whole lot of choices, especially in this situation. So it's a lot easier to remove the throttle pedal. Just snake your hand up, the hole the throttle pedal actually goes through. Alternately, if you have small hands, which I do not, you can access it from the other side also. Real fun stuff. I'll flip it around and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've got our throttle cable, you know, it's installed right here. So it comes out of the firewall, runs around back under the regulator, and around and hooks to our throttle body just like that. So that's installed and looks pretty good. Just one less thing. So basically, guys, that's going to be the end of this Mustang episode. So if you haven't yet and you like this kind of content, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe. One thing I haven't mentioned about, because we just went through our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Every 500 subscribers, I'm going to give something else cool away. Now, like I did in 1,000, nobody knows what I really gave away yet other than some stickers. I've been talking to the winner. We're in contact with each other, so I'm either going to see if he needs something for his project or he's interested in some kind of collectible cool thing. I just want somebody to appreciate what they get. So if I can help you out by donating something to your project in one of these giveaways, I'll do that. So until the next one, guys, we'll see you then.